Communication, CE course. Okay, what's listening? Listening have different parts. Listening is just listening the words what the clients or residents say and understanding it. That's what listening is. And active listening is a part of listening. Active listening is a way of communicating that focuses on the message and feelings of the other person. This is good for both the listener and the speaker. Okay, the other one is recognizing non-verbal communication, body movement, and non-verbal vocalization such as groans and sighs. Those are non-verbal communication. So when we are working with people, it's very important to observe these signs of nonverbal communication. We need to recognize them. Signs of pain can be described in different ways. It can be described by facial expression. A person can show the grimaces on his face, the bracing, the restlessness, rubbing, change in behavior. You can see all the signs of pain. And there are like signs of confusion too. You can see on nonverbal communication, facial expression, emotion, physical, cognitive, vocal. It's the same way, but you can see when people have pain or confusion, even if they don't talk. So it's very important we have to listen with empathy when we are working. Usually when we listen, we think about it from our own point of view. We ask ourselves questions like, is that right or wrong? This kind of listening is judgmental and very useful to us in our daily lives. Listening with empathy means listening to someone else, feeling their emotion, and understanding entirely from their point of view. This kind of listening without judgment or advice can be very helpful to the other person. Okay, let's see how to manage your communication. In addition to good listening skills, effective communication also requires that you are mindful about how you express yourself. In fact, many of the messages you send to others are through your body language or tone of voice. This can be the source of communication problem at work or at home. So we need to use effective use of body language while we are caregiving. Body language communicates your emotion and inner meaning behind your words. So make sure your body language communicates respect and engage in a client. And it's also your posture, how you hold yourself in a way that looks natural, approachable, and confident that is supposed to be. In your gesture, that should be relaxed and not be distracting. And your facial expression should be pleasant, calm, friendly, smile. And your eye contact, good eye contact helps you connect to another person. See how these people, they have a good eye contact. Effective use of spoken words. We need to use the right words when we are talking. Make sure the words you use in your tone of voice are thoughtful and show respect to other person. And your tone of voice, it should be respectful and calm tone. Use mind range for your voice. And your pace when you speak. Speak at a speed which is comfortable for the other person. And the volume, not speak too loud. This can seem being pushy or irritating. And you always have to match your body language with what you say. Communicating in ways that work best for the client is good all the time. As you get to know the people who you support, you will learn what's important to them and how they like to communicate. If you communicate in a way that they prefer, it will be easier for them to understand you. This will help you avoid miscommunication and confusion and create a good relationship. And you always try again if it doesn't work. There are some barriers of effective communication. There are environmental barriers, like noisy environment, if the TV is loud, phone is ringing, this kind of things. And sometimes communicating through masks is very hard to listen to each other. And sometimes the way we communicate, the conversational bad habits are the problems. Like imposing your point of view, like judging. This would not have happened if you were not name calling, ordering, threatening, use of offensive language is not good. Advising is not advisable, or avoiding, these are not good. Okay, so now we know how to communicate. How do we navigate challenging communication? Dealing with challenging behaviors. Challenging behaviors in others can make your life miserable if you let them. Since you cannot change the other person, learn to focus on changing the way you respond. Practice these steps when you face with challenging behaviors. You stop and yourself from reacting with negativity and get calm and balanced and make a conscious choice of how you want to respond. This is how you answer dealing challenging behavior. Stop, calm and balance, and respond. Okay, let's go to effective problem solving. How do we effectively solve the problem? We said first, we need to understand the problem, and then we need to brainstorm it, and then we need to pick up the solution and make a plan. We need to make a plan and do it. And the last one, step 4, is getting feedback. This is the effective problem solving solution. Now we're going to lesson 2. Before we go to lesson 2, let's just summarize this one more time. Good communication skills are essential to providing appropriate high-quality care. As a home care aide, you must be able to engage clients, family, and care team members with empathy and respect. You should pay attention to body language and ensure everyone understands each other. There will be good days and bad days, and you'll have to be flexible and adapt. And remember to take care of yourself. Be proud of the work you do. And ask for help when you need it. Okay, let's go to lesson 2. How do we overcome challenging behaviors? There are some vocabularies you guys need to know over here. Okay, there might be some people with a hearing loss impairment. So we need to observe these people. If we see somebody has a hearing problem, we need to report it. Then we'll always be aware what are the possible signs of hearing loss or a change in condition from baseline. When somebody changes from, if it doesn't hear you, what can cause it? So problem solving hearing loss or impairment, try to problem solve it. What can bring that hearing loss for that person? And we need to assist client with hearing loss as much as possible, and we need to communicate with the client who has a difficulty hearing, what happened, and we need to try to get more information about hearing assist technology if that person needs it. So, okay, now how do we overcome this difficult communication? There are many conditions that can make speech difficult or impossible. So we need, when we are working, if communication is difficult, we have to reduce the background noise or distraction as much as possible, and ask questions in a way that lets the client respond with one word or hand gesture or head nod. Okay, this is difficulty with speaking. If somebody has a difficulty speaking, we need to reduce the amount of answers that people give you back. And if they have a cognitive impairment, if somebody has a cognitive impairment, that those people may not be able to communicate well with you. Cognitive impairment can affect our ability to send and receive and understand messages. You have to be careful of what and how you communicate with someone who's experiencing cognitive impairment. These people, their ear works, they can listen, but they don't understand the words. In some people with dementia, over time, when the disease progresses, they will lose the ability to understand you. So you need to put that in consideration. And the same thing with traumatic brain injury. Those people are not able to understand you very well either. And there's a lot of disabilities that can make people not to understand you. So you need to work with those people to about communication. And some people are not able to speak the language that you are talking, so you might need an interpreter on this condition. In summary, impairment to hearing and other body functions can make verbal and nonverbal communication more difficult. As a caregiver, it's your responsibility to know and follow the documentary policy in your setting. By using effective communication strategies for a specific disorder, you will maximize your connection with individual in your care. Everyone deserves to be communicated with clearly, respectfully, and without judgment. Use your composition and empathy skills and be willing to hear what the person has to say. Thank you very much for staying with me. Thank you.